Okay. So we stopped at depreciation, some internet connectivity, and we lost it there. And now I was discussing about depreciation, how it has to be done. So we agreed that it is 2,35,500. That is the original cost of the asset, of which 17,000 is the residual value. So I'm assuming that it is being done on straight line basis. Hence, original cost minus 17,000 divided by 3, I get 72,833 as depreciation expense for each year. So entry for that would be depreciation account debit to leased asset, and values would be the same for all the 3 years. Okay. And then finally you transfer all the interest expense and depreciation to P&L. So how do I do it? It is P&L account debit to interest expense to depreciation. So amounts are given there. I hope this will be sufficient for you. Okay. So with this, let's continue. Let's go ahead with next question. Seventh question, please see. In the above exercise, suppose the lessor estimates that machine would have a salvage value of 17,000 on 31st December 2017. Lessee, however, guarantees a residual value of 5,000 only. Show differences if any. This is a very good question now. Now I am going to change the solution there itself. I'm going to change the solution there itself. I'll mark it. I'll move and copy it. Seventh question. I will make some changes, please see. Now what is he saying? Lessor is going to get 17,000 is what he says. Okay. So he says in the question, lessor is going to get a salvage value of 17,000. However, lessee guarantees only 5,000. Okay. So that is what he has mentioned in the question. So let me do that. So from lessor's perspective, it is going to be at the end of third year, 5,000 from lessee and 12,000 from outsiders. Okay. 12,000 from outsiders, which comes to the same value. From lessor's perspective, no difference. Okay. From lessee's perspective, if you carefully see, he is now accepting to give away only 5,000 as lease rental. That is GRV as at the end of the lease term. So what happens? The fair value of the asset has fallen down from 2,35,500 to 2,27,792. 2,27,792. So my fair value of the asset which I initially recognize now would not be 2,35,500 anymore. Okay. So I'll now recognize only 2,27,792. Okay. So that means your repayment schedule from the viewpoint of lessor will continue to be the same, but lessee will be different. Okay. So I'll put it down here again. Please see. Repayment schedule from the viewpoint of lessee. I'll put it down. Opening balance is going to be this value. Okay. And interest in the last year is going to be considered as 26,483. Okay. So point not and all, don't bother about it. Clear? Now, so this is the repayment schedule for lessee. Now let us look at entries of lessor. Lessor entries will not change. Lessor entries will not change, but lessee's books will completely change. How much will I recognize now? Leased asset will be recognized for the initial value, whatever you have mentioned here, opening balance. Okay. This is the initial recognition. What you do, interest expense is going to be For the first year, interest expense is 36,446. Okay. And for second year, it's going to be 26. Okay. 26,278. How did I get it? It's basically the interest which I have calculated in my own schedule. That is from lessee's perspective. Okay. And then third year interest is going to be K15. So 26,483 is the amount of interest for third year. Okay. So these are the values which we take, and repayment here at the end of third year, it's not going to be lakh and 17,000. It's going to be lakh and 5,000 only. Okay. Or maybe here it has to be changed. Okay. So 1,05,000 is what's going to be paid. So depreciation, if you see now again, depreciation also there will be a change. It is not 2,35,500 minus 17,000. It's only 5,000 which you are deducting. So value is going to be minus 5,000, which comes to 76,833 will be your depreciation now. Okay. And what is charged to P&L is going to be these numbers. This is the difference which happens in lessee's books only, guys. In lessee's books only, this difference comes. Okay. I hope you are able to follow. Clear, guys? So with this, we are done with the next problem also, seventh question also. Yeah. Next, eighth question, let us see. Fair value of leased asset, that is price at which the asset can be exchanged between knowledgeable and willingful parties in an arm's length transaction is 16 lakhs. Lease term 4 years. Agreed lease rental at 5 lakhs per annum. Guaranteed residual value by lessee is 1 lakh. Expected residual value is 3 lakhs. IRR is 14.97. Depreciation is on SLM basis. Ascertain unearned finance income and advise on the accounting in the books of both the parties. Okay. Now, what does unearned finance income mean? It is from the viewpoint of lessor. We are calculating. We would calculate unearned finance income only from viewpoint of lessor. That is basically nothing but gross investment in lease minus net investment in lease. Now, gross investment in lease is basically 5 lakhs of lease rentals every year, and GRV is 1 lakh, and expected residual value is 3 lakhs is what he says. Okay, so that means UGRV is going to be only 2 lakhs. UGRV is only going to be 2 lakhs. So considering all these parameters, we are supposed to calculate the total unearned finance income and then go ahead with accounting in both these books. That's all. Okay. So let's do that now. One minute, guys. Some issue. Yeah. So let's pick up the next this question and solve. So first of all, let us prepare the worksheets for either of these parties. Okay. Worksheet for lessor and worksheet for lessee. In this, you have 0, 1. There are total 4 years here. 0 plus 1. Okay. This is for 4 years. So initial investment, he did not tell you. He did not tell you. And he says each year there is 5 lakhs of lease rental which is going to come in. Apart from that, he says GRV is 1 lakh and UGRV is 2 lakhs. How did I get 2 lakhs? It's basically he has given you total value of the price which may come from sale of the asset at the end of 4 years. That is 3 lakhs, of which 1 lakh is guaranteed. Hence, UGRV is going to be 2 lakhs. Okay. So these are the parameters which are important for me. Now let us go ahead with calculating. Now read the question once again. The fair value of the asset between arm's length parties, it is 16 lakhs is what he has sent. Okay, fine. Let me take it 16 lakhs here. Okay. So it's going to be the same worksheet till here. Okay. Now I'll take it. Now, first of all, what is his question? He has asked you what is unearned finance income. Yes or no? Unearned finance income is basically total of all this 23 lakhs minus 16 lakhs. Total of all these minus 16 lakhs, which comes to, I think it is 7 lakhs. Okay. So unearned finance income. Unearned finance income is equal to sum of all these minus 16 lakhs. Okay. First answer is done. Now what he is asking is, he is asking you for the accounting part of it. Now let us see at what discount factor, he has given you already a discount factor stating 14.97%. Let us do that. 14.97% is to be taken and done. 1 divided by 1.1497. Okay. 14.97 is the percentage given. So this divided by 1.1497. Okay. So discounted cash flow would be this into this. Okay. So it is somewhere equivalent to 16 lakhs only. Hence, I can consider that 16 lakhs as the fair value of the asset. That is from the viewpoint of lessor. From the viewpoint of lessor. Now, let us come from lessee's perspective. From lessee's perspective and do the same part. And do the same part. When you do it for lessee, you have got a value of 14,85,591. That means lessee will initially recognize in his books of accounts only 14,85,591. He will not recognize 16 lakhs because he don't know that it is 16 lakhs now. Okay, so that is the crux here. So lessee will be recognizing 14,85,591 only, but lessor will be recognizing 16 lakhs as fair value, original cost of the asset. Okay, so considering these two, let us now prepare repayment schedules for both of these parties. Okay, so repayment schedules for both of these parties, let us mention it here. You have 4 years. Okay, so opening balance is going to be 16 lakhs. Interest at 14.97% is to be calculated, is equal to this into 14.97%. Repayment is 5 lakhs. Okay, so first year it is 5 lakhs, second year also 5 lakhs, third year also 5 lakhs, fourth year also 5 lakhs, plus you have 3 lakhs which is coming from GRV and UGRV. Okay, so closing balance is going to be 16 lakhs plus 2,39,520 minus 5 lakhs. Okay, so is equal to this. So I would take a balancing figure of 1,04,259 here so that it becomes 0. Okay, so closing balance is supposed to become 0. Hence, I have lightly modified that 4th year's interest alone. Okay, so this is the repayment schedule for lessor. I'm doing it in Excel. Hence, I'm doing it little faster. Otherwise, I want you guys to do it, using calculator and do it properly. Okay. Next, coming to lessee's perspective, opening balance, what I would consider is 14,85,591. Okay. On this, again, my interest is going to be calculated 14.97%. So the calculation would be like this. Okay. Less repayment, same values except for 4th year. 4th year, it's not going to be 8 lakhs, it's only going to be 6 lakhs. Okay. So closing balance is going to be this, and opening balance is going to be this. Okay. So if I take 14,85,591, interest at 14.97 is 2,22,393 and 18 lakh something like that. It keeps reducing. Okay. And repayment schedule is, repayment is also given. Closing balance would be these numbers at the end. Okay. So this is what happens over the time. Okay. Now let us write accounting entries. Accounting entries is similar to what we have done in the previous problem. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll copy down the accounting entries, but I want you guys to do. Okay. So first I'm copying lessor's books. In the books of lessors, lessee account debit to asset. Initially you would recognize the lease receivable. Yes or no? Lessee account debit to asset. When can we use principal repayment? I mean, is there anywhere we can apply it? Now, principal repayment, if there is any down payment done, then you would apply that entry. Otherwise, you would not use that entry at all. Okay. Fine. So now let's get into accounting part of it. So there are total 4 entries to be passed in the books of lessor. I've taken them directly here from the previous problem, but you should do fully. Huh? Examination, you need marks. No, I qualified CA. I'll do all these gimmicks. So it's going to be 16 lakhs is what you would initially recognize. Okay. Next, interest income is going to be this for each year you're supposed to take. Okay. So these are the values for you. So I'm going to color them so that you'll have yearly differentiation. Okay. So lease rental income, interest income is recognized. Then you're supposed to take receipt of installments, bank account debit to lessee. Entries are already recorded. So we will directly take numbers. We'll directly take numbers. It's gonna be 5 lakhs. Okay. Okay. So I'm taking the format painter so that I'll apply here for all the colors again. Clear? And then interest income is to be transferred to P&L account. So the values are going to be the same here. So I'll take the same interest values. Okay. So these are the entries in the books of lessor. These are the entries in the books of lessor. No depreciation entry will come in the books of lessor at all. Only in lessee's books we'll recognize depreciation. Hence, we have not recognized in lessor books at all. Okay. Having said about this, let's now go ahead with accounting in the books of lessee. So I would write entries again here. I would copy these entries. Okay. So initially when I recognize the asset, it would be recognized at the fair value which I calculated. Okay. That is lessee calculated at 14,85,591. That's all. Okay. Later on, interest expense, if you observe, interest expense is going to be from the repayment schedule what we have done. Take that. Okay. Yeah. So these are your interest expense entries. So what I'll now do is I'll again use the same color combinations for your years identification. Okay. So then repayment entry values are the same except for last year. So I'm taking them as it is. Okay. Okay. So 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, and last year alone 6,000. Okay. These are the values for your repayment. And let me use the same color combinations. Okay. Now depreciation, you need to be cautious. Here depreciation is on is equal to 14 lakh 85 590 minus you have a residual value which you agreed of 1 lakh, yes or no? 1 lakh is the guaranteed residual value which you are agreeing upon. Okay. So minus 1 lakh divided by 4 years is what your life is. Okay. So that means every year you would take depreciation to the extent of 3,46,398. Okay. 3,46,398 is the amount of depreciation which you would take for each of these years, 4 years. Okay. So value is going to be clear. So these are the values which I have taken for each of these years of depreciation. And again, I'll apply the same color formats. Okay. And lastly, transfer to P&L would be okay. So interest expense is basically this. Okay. This, and this. And depreciation is this, this, and this. Okay. So these are the entries what we have for lessee's books. I know we are doing some lengthy problems. Reason why we are doing such lengthy problems is when a part of this question is asked, you will not find difficulty. When a part of this question is asked, you will not find difficulty. In fact, we have covered almost every model possible till now. Okay. So this is how we do when we have interest expense and depreciation which are to be accounted in the books of your lessee's books. Clear? So with this problem is also done. Okay, let's go ahead to next question. So ninth question, please see. I hope you guys are able to see it on the screen. Yeah. Okay. Advise accounting in the books of lessee given the following information. Lease term 5 years, useful life of the equipment 5 years, fair market value 10,000, lease rentals 3,000 payable at the end of each of the 5 years, insurance 500 to be paid annually by the lessee to the lessor, residual value at the end of 5th year 1,000, lessee guaranteed residual value to lessor 2,000, lessee's incremental borrowing rate 20%, that is lessor's IRR is not known. Will your answer be different if IBR is 12%? Now, fairly speaking, this is a question where he's asking about multiple scenarios. Multiple scenarios. Answer is fairly simple. He's asking you only in the books of lessee. He's not asking you from the books of lessor at all. Okay. So let us do that. Let us do that and show how the answers would be. Okay. So residual value at the end of fifth year is stated as 1000. However, I am giving him away 2000 rupees. I am giving him away 2000 rupees. Okay. So that means while calculating depreciation, I should take 2000 while deducting the residual value of the asset. Okay. To calculate depreciation for 5 years, I am supposed to take 2000 rupees, but not 1000. That's one important aspect here. Clear? So considering this, let's go ahead with the solution. So he's asking you only worksheet in the books of lessee. That's all. Okay. So let us do that. Worksheet in the books of lessee. So 0th year will not be there for lessee at all. Yes or no? We will not record anything in 0th year for lessee. We will only start with the lease payments. The lease payments being made are 3000 rupees each year for 5 years. For 5 years. At the end of 5th year, we are also giving him away something called as 2000 of GRV. Okay. Now, what is he asking you here? He is asking you, uh, to calculate to account for in his books of accounts, assuming lessee's incremental borrowing rate is 20%. Incremental borrowing rate is 20%. First solution is that. Later on, he is asking you to do what if it is 12%? Additional scenario that is. Okay. So let us first do for 20% and then do for 12%. So 12% let us first do is equal to 1 divided by 1.12. This divided by 1.12. Okay. So these are the values which I get. And discounted cash flows will be this into this. Okay. So I would initially recognize the asset for 11,949 rupees. Okay. Because I do not know at what price the asset is initially bought by him. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to do it at 20% first, no? Yeah, fine. Sorry. 20% I'll do it. So if it is 20%, it's going to be 9641. 9641. Now, if you observe, he has already told you the fair market value of the asset is 10,000. Though the fair value of the asset is given as 10,000, I will go with my calculation only because I will presume as if that is not correct. Okay. I will only go with 96 whatever I have got. Okay. So we will capitalize only at 9,600 and the price whatever we have got now 9642. Okay. $9,642 is the price at which it is capitalized. Initial recognition. Okay. So this is the price at which I initially recognize the asset, 9642. Now, once we are done with this calculation, we can go ahead with preparing repayment schedule. Okay. So particulars years would be 1 plus. Okay. So opening balance would be initial recognition 9642. Interest at 20% would be on this 9642 into 0.2. Okay. And less repayment, it is 3,000 over first 4 years and 5,000 in the fifth year. Okay. So closing balance shall be opening plus interest minus repayment. Okay. So fifth year interest alone shall be triple double one. That's all. Okay. So this is the repayment schedule for 5 years. 5 years. If you are done with this, we can go ahead with accounting. Okay. So accounting again, I'll copy the accounting entries from the previous part. He's asking accounting in the books of lessee. Okay. So I'm recognizing all the items directly. So leased asset you will initially recognize for 9642. Okay. Because that is the fair value of the asset which you have identified. Though the asset, though he has given you fair value of the asset as 10,000, 10,000 is greater than 9642. Hence, I would not recognize 10,000. Now, at times, what happens is, while I calculate like this, the fair value could be 9,500. In which case, I'll recognize 9,500. Okay. So 9642 is initially recognized, and then interest expense accounting would be. So these are the values which I will consider for all the 5 years. I'll do one thing. I'll keep it simple here only. I'll take it as a negative number for credits. Okay. Clear? So first year, second year, I'll take another combination. Third year, fourth year, fifth year. Okay. So this is the entry for interest expense. Then repayment, if you see, repayment I am paying 3,000 every year. Yes or no? So again, I'll do it in the same way. 3,000 positive and negative 3,000. Okay. For all the 5 years I've taken, and I'll adopt the same color combinations. Clear? Depreciation, be cautious. Depreciation now, you are supposed to take 9642 minus 2,000 of residual value which you are giving away, whole divided by 5 years. Okay. So since the asset is for 5 years, I'm going to charge depreciation of 1,528. Okay. So calculation, I'm keeping it open for you here. So C23, that is nothing but 9642 initially recognized value minus 2,000 of salvage value, whole divided by 5 years. Okay. So depreciation is going to be the same. Okay. So again, clear? Then transfer to P&L. Transfer to P&L entries would be, you are supposed to take interest expense. Interest expense is 1928 and depreciation is 1528. So like this, all you are supposed to take minus sum of these two. So that becomes positive. Okay. So again, I'll adopt same color combinations. Okay. So these are the accounting entries if we take it at 20%. These are the accounting entries if we take it at 20%. Now he has also asked you, how would the answer be different if we apply 12%? Okay. He has also asked you additional scenario for 12%. Let me do that now. So I'll prepare the same working sheet for 12% also. Okay. At 12%, let me prepare now. This divided by 1.12 by 1.12. Oh, if I'm not wrong, here I have taken a mistake. It is supposed to be this, in which case it's 9776. Okay. Okay. So numbers automatically got changed there. You can go through the answer once again if you want later. So fifth year, it's going to be this value. Now here it is, initial recognition value is 11,949. Okay. Now what if it is, uh, you know, in this case, if you take it at 12%, the value has come to 11,949. Okay. Now, since 11,949 is greater than the fair value of the asset of 10,000, I would not recognize it at 11,949. Instead, I'll recognize it at 10,000 only. That means I'll give you an example. On considering a 12% discount factor for the lessor, I assumed it to be the lessor's discount factor. When I calculated, I got it for 11,949 as the price at which the lessor would be buying is what I assume. But when I inquired in the open market, when I went to the shop and asked for the same asset, he said the value of the asset is 10,000 rupees only. That means the price at which I can buy is less than the price of lessor what I calculated using 12% discount factor. Which means I cannot definitely lessor will not buy it for 11,949. Yes or no? Hence, I will go by the fair value of the asset only. Okay. So this is the calculated value. So below this, write down, since the fair value of the asset is less than the present value of cash flows at IRR of lessor, consider the fair market value only. For initial recognition. Okay. Now, using this, let us now do again the entire repayment schedule. Accounting entries I will not do, but at least repayment schedule let us do. Okay. So opening balance is going to be 10,000. Okay. Opening balance is going to be 10,000 and additional interest at 12% I am supposed to calculate. Okay. And repayment is the same, 3,000. Closing balance is going to be so much. Okay. So fourth year, the interest is going to be fifth year, sorry. So opening balance is 10,000 on which interest is 1200. Repayment is 3,000. So you have a closing balance of 8,200. Okay. So last year, how much is it going to be? Last year, you have 1397 and you should ensure it is equivalent to 5,000 here. You need to knock it off at 5,000. Okay. So it's going to be 3603, which you will recognize. Okay. As interest. And so that your account automatically gets closed here. That's all. Okay. So this is how we do. In case the fair value of the asset is less than the calculated value, that is present value of cash outflows. Okay. So I hope you guys followed. So with this, let's take a break. Let's take a break and come back post lunch.